Welcome to the Coach Edo preview show for the Tour de France of 2016, and today we are looking at the young riders and we're looking at the time trial specialists. I'm grouping these two together into one video simply because it's two relatively short lists of riders. First up, let's look at who will be battling it out for the white jersey, for the best performing young riders on the general classification. First, we cannot not look at Julian Alaphilippe. Although it's his first Tour de France, bearing in mind he picked up the white jersey in the Critérium du Dauphiné just a short while ago, and he was actually right up there in amongst the general classification contenders in the Critérium du Dauphiné. He did exceptionally well at the Tour of California earlier this year, but it remains to be seen how well he'll be able to cope with the demands of racing a 3-week Grand Tour. It might even be that the Etixx Quick-Step Director Sportif might even pull him out of the race at the end of 2 weeks in order to be able to help his body to adapt to the ravages of 3-week racing and stand him in a better stead to be able to compete even better when it comes to 2017. But if he's in the white jersey, I can't believe that Etixx Quick-Step will pull him from the race, but we'll see how that pans itself out. So that's my number one guy that I'll be looking at is Julian Alaphilippe. Then the other next young guy that I'll be looking at would be Warren Barguil. Another young rider, superb climber. He did exceptionally well from what I can recall at the Tour de Suisse, which was a very climbing intensive race, and this year's Tour is also very climbing intensive. So Warren Barguil, expect him to be right up there in the white jersey competition. Three other riders to look at in the young rider classification will be Louis Meintjes, Wilco Kelderman, and Alexei Lutsenko. Those would be my 5 guys to look at in the white jersey young rider classification. Now, when it comes to time trials, this year's Tour de France only has 2 time trials. However, the second time trial is a really short mountain time trial, and in that time trial, expect your GC contenders and your specialist climbers to be making the biggest impact because of the type of slopes involved in that 17-kilometer mountain-specific, climber-specific time trial. However, the other time trial, from what I can recall, is 37.5 kilometers long, and in that time trial, it's much more of a flatter, undulating technical type of course, and in that type of course, expect your main time trial specialist to be coming out to play. Obviously, your GC contenders will be featuring in that time trial simply because that's an opportunity to make up a whole lot of time on GC. But as far as the time trial itself is concerned, I've got 4 guys to be looking at. First up would be Tom Dumoulin, and Tom Dumoulin, definitely a guy to be looking at. He's been riding superb time trials of late. Tony Martin, multiple world champion. Next guy to be looking at, Fabian Cancellara, in his final year as a pro rider, his final Tour de France, as well as somebody that is no stranger to winning Tour de France time trials. So Tony Martin, Fabian Cancellara would be the obvious choices. Add Tom Dumoulin to the mix, and let's not forget an erstwhile world hour record holder, Rohan Dennis, as the number 4 rider to watch in the longer time trial. So those would be my 4 riders to watch in the time trial. That's Tom Dumoulin, Tony Martin, Fabian Cancellara, and Rohan Dennis. That brings me to the end of this short segment of my preview of the 2016 Tour de France. Remember that until we meet again for the next video, stay carved up for the win. I'll see you next time. Cheers.
Whoa!